best thing. You take Antonio Brown. So it depends on your draft. And I'm going to take Freeman here. I want to highlight Jordan Howard is still a phenomenal pick. You could honestly flip-flop Freeman and Howard. I just prefer Freeman slightly more. And it's slightly. It's not even that much because I think Howard is going to be awesome. I was very happy to get him at the 14 pick today because in a standard league, he's exceptionally good. But even in PPR, I think he slightly improves, maybe like 30 receptions this season. And even if he does that, he's a 1. I mean, he's locked into a 1, super safe pick. But like I was saying, stop asking and stop locking yourself into a box saying, I'm going to go running back. Because a situation might present itself like it did for me today. I was pretty much locked into running back until Hopkins was there at essentially pick 15. You take that. You have to take value when it's there. And value opened up for this guy at 12 who probably did not think he was getting DeAndre Hopkins. So don't go into drafts saying, I'm doing this guy, then this guy, then this guy. Because weird things happen in drafts, especially if in your hometown leagues. I can guarantee you, if you're in New England, someone's going to take Gronk in the first. Someone's going to take Brady real early. That's going to happen to teams that are in different parts of the country. Someone might take Kamara at 1 in New Orleans. So there are little things that happen, and even just inserting Gronk into the first round changes the whole dynamic of those first 2 rounds and changes what you think you're going to get. So do not lock yourself in the box. But that was my little spiel on that. Nothing crazy is happening. Again, I'm a Gronk 3rd round guy, but don't draft Mike Evans. We're drafting Chris Godwin late because he's awesome. Nothing else. Nothing else here that's weird. AJ Green in my draft today went in the 1st round, which was also nuts, I thought. But I'm AJ over Adams because Adams has some difficult matchups. Dez, so during our draft, Decker he retired, didn't he? He didn't get cut. He retired, I think, from football. But he's no longer in the Patriots. So I tweeted this out. The Patriots starting wide receivers are now Chris Hogan, Philip Dorsett, and one of Braxton Berrios or Cordero Patterson. So that's some garbage, at least for the first 4 weeks until Edelman comes back. So I tweeted at Dez. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to get Dez onto the Patriots. He hasn't, said anything yet. Maybe I need some more followers or something. But hopefully the Patriots can get Dez. They've been in talks with, there's been rumors with Demaryius Thomas. I don't really want Demaryius Thomas. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Someone brought up Golden Tate as a potential target to the Patriots in a trade, and then they keep Galladay and Jones. That doesn't make much sense to me from the Lions' perspective, so I don't think that happens. But I think Dez, ultimately, it's Patriots, it's Jaguars, now that Marquise Lee is no longer with us, and Packers and 49ers. Those are still the 4 teams that I personally think have the best chance at getting them. With this new injury to Marquise Lee, I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that later once we get to the Keelan Cole side of things. But it's Keelan Cole for me, then Dede, then Moncrief, and they basically don't change that much in the rankings. But so we got Amari, Ty, Doug Baldwin, and Diggs. Yeah. Latest report from Baldwin is that he should be good to go week 1. I think he'll be out there. Will he be 100%? I mean, unlikely with his knee injury. He went real late in my draft. I want to say it was something more in the 4th round. He's a value still. If you're a risk tolerant person, I'd take a shot on Baldwin. I think he's still going to be fine this year. I'm not overly concerned. It's just, generally, like I'm taking Diggs ahead of him. Like there's just generally someone, so I don't typically draft him. We should probably look. So there's 2 picks before us, and we have Barkley and Devonta Freeman. Oh, give me Royce, guys. I tweeted out, what was that, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago? Royce Freeman's going to win leagues. I'm taking him in the 3rd round at this point. Like, he's a stud, and Booker stinks. He's going to be real good this year. So get him on your team as much as possible. I still love Alex Collins. I still love Lamar Miller. But just give me Royce Freeman. The wide receivers, once we hit this range of wide receivers, I just start passing because they're all the same from like that point up. I want Chris Hogan, but now part of me says I don't want Chris Hogan because there's no way. Like there's no way the Patriots start the season with Hogan, Dorsett, and like Braxton Berrios. There's no way. That can't happen. So someone's joining the team. Even though I still love Chris Hogan, someone's got to join. That just has to happen. But Freeman's like the best third-round pick. Freeman, I was talking to my old roommate the other day, and he brought up a fantastic point. Freeman is this year's Kareem Hunt. He just is. It's the same exact thing. It wasn't an injury. It's just that Royce Freeman's awesome. But you guys remember last season, same exact time, Kareem Hunt started bringing up in drafts. Like we said, oh, he's a great pick in the 10th. And then he was an 8th-round pick. Still good. Best middle-round pick. Started going in the 3rd. I saw leagues where he was going in the 1st round towards the end. He just got hyped up. And people were like, can we really pay this? We were just paying a 10th-round pick for him. That's probably the same thing with Royce Freeman. People are sitting there like, I'm not paying a 3rd-round pick for Royce Freeman. But then you look at it, and you're like, well, Booker's garbage, so he's not going to do anything. Every time Freeman touches the ball, the dude's scoring a touchdown right now. It's an improved offense with a good defense. What is there not to like? I mean, you're going to draft Jerick McKinnon, who I love his talent, but he hasn't shown us that he can handle a workload. His reception upside is there, but is it that massive? We just saw that Alfred Morris looks awesome, who he always does. He always looks good. I don't know why he's never on a team, or he's never featured in a role on a team. So I'm downgrading McKinnon because he's also hurt. So you're going to take McCoy, who could be suspended for part of the year on a terrible team. He's really in that conversation with right after Jordan Howard, really, with Joe Mixon. He's in that conversation, and that's worth a 3rd-round pick. So I'm going to say anywhere in the 3rd round. I guess it's the Gronk rule. Royce Freeman, the rule is now anywhere in the 3rd round. You want him at the turn, you want him wherever you end up after, doesn't matter. As soon as we hit 3, draft him. I still think in 2 there's typically someone, but if all of these 1st round, 2nd round running backs are taken and you don't like the wide receivers, take Royce Freeman because he is going to win leagues, like I said. Okay, so we already have. Also, if anyone here happens to work for this site, which I know probably none of you do, give me a roster. I want to see. I'm assuming this is a 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, normal, just flex. But let me see a roster on the side. Isn't that something that's pretty easy to add? But whatever. So I'm assuming that I just filled up running back 1, running back 2, and flex. I'm perfectly fine going running back here if I like one. And I do. Lamar Miller, Rex Burkhead, Kerryon Johnson, Jamal Williams. Okay. Josh Gordon. So Josh Gordon has a hamstring. Oh, we have 20 seconds. Okay, I'll talk after. Juju, Josh Gordon, Allen Robinson. Oh, I don't know. I hope I got that in time. Okay. We're going to go Juju because I've never drafted Juju in a mock draft, and I think he's a great pick, but I kind of panicked there. I did not know what to do, so let's just think about what I should have done. So I will say that since it's half point, not standard, you don't have to go 4 running backs. I think we're good with Barkley, Freeman, and Freeman. Barkley, Freeman, and Freeman. So I didn't have to go running back there. If I had drafted a wide receiver, I would have taken Lamar Miller. But Demarius, no. If Gordon didn't have a hamstring injury, I would have taken him. I want to see him recover. I still think he's a great pick in the 4th round, but I want to see him recover. Hogan, I just talked about, I still think he's a great pick as well, but that I don't think they can start the season with that roster, which means someone's coming in, which means someone could come in, then Edelman be brought back, plus they have Gronk, plus they have pass-catching running backs. That's a lot more people than we're thinking about right now. So there's risk there. And then Allen Robinson. That was who I was really debating. It was Allen Robinson or Juju. But honestly, Juju's just so unbelievably safe. And you know how I talk about being safe with the first 4 picks? I got a generational talent. And don't even... You can quote me on that. Generational talent. You've got Devonta Freeman, who's shown us year over year as one of the safest picks. Royce Freeman, I think, is going to be awesome this season. I think that's super safe. And then Juju is probably the safest wide receiver outside of Antonio Brown and DeAndre Hopkins. So, safety. We're safe. So I can take upside, as much upside as I want at this next wide receiver position. But I would like to get Jamal Williams here. I have shifted to Jamal Williams as the running back to own in Green Bay. Ty Montgomery's not a running back. He's just not. He can catch passes, I guess, but he's not a running back. So I'm not concerned about him getting a ton of carries. Aaron Jones is suspended to start the season, and I've told you guys a lot that that's how NFL teams work, is that if they start off 2-0, or even 1-1 really, if they're scoring points, and Jamal Williams just isn't terrible, and they're running a good offense, they're not just going to throw Aaron Jones in there. Okay, I was listening to a podcast as well. I didn't know this, but apparently Aaron Jones is awful at pass blocking. So he's a great receiver, but if he's not going to be in on third downs, then he's the best runner on that team, but it's only going to be first and second downs, and if they're going to keep Jamal Williams in there, it looks like Jamal Williams is the guy. So he didn't get taken, right? Yeah. So I would like to get Jamal Williams here and then just lock up. I mean, I'm pretty much locked up running back at that point. I can take another guy in a few rounds, but then I'd probably want to start getting some of the wide receivers I really like. But again, I am fine starting off with 4 running backs because of how important they are to your team and how easy. It's so easy to find wide receivers late in the draft. We've got Keelan Cole now, unless Dez signs there. We've got John Brown. We've got Godwin. We've got Golladay. We've got so many. Oh, I didn't know Hogan was still available. We've got so many wide receivers late, and there are more that I didn't mention. Talk about Anthony Miller as well, that you don't need wide receivers here. So I don't have to draft any of these guys. I like Sanders more than I did before, but it's the usual guys that I'd click here. But do I really want them over Jamal Williams? No, right? And especially with the drop-off I see, although we're drafting Payton Barber, and if someone gets in the way of that, we're going to have issues. Payton Barber I have as a 6th round grade now. 6th round grade now at running back, 24, 26, somewhere around there. Listen, he's a starter. Ronald Jones is just bad. Like, maybe he'll be good in the future because he's young and stuff, but can't catch. His running ability is putrid so far. And then every time they give Payton Barber the ball, it's the same thing with Royce Freeman. Like, it's so unbelievably clear that Payton Barber is the best running back on that team that they're going to start him and they're going to play him. And the first team snaps say that. So I'm not concerned. Charles Sims is on IR, I'm pretty sure, for the season. So now pass catching downs is all Payton Barber. So ideally here, we want what? We want Emmanuel, probably. Corey Davis. I'm not concerned. A few of you tweeted at me. They're like, wait, apparently Mariota's bad. He had one bad game, but how about you go look at the first 2 games in the preseason where he destroyed defenses. He had a bad game. He threw 2 times he missed Corey Davis pretty badly. I've heard some people said that Corey Davis just ran the wrong route on one of them. I didn't watch, so I don't know. But I'm not concerned. He's still really good, Mariota. And Corey Davis is still the best guy on that team. There goes Emmanuel. So I'm not concerned. Well, short and sweet. I am concerned about Alshon. It'd be real nice if they would activate him at some point so he could, play. Yeah, so you were in that range again. I don't want any of these wide receivers right now. So, could take Hyde, Carson. It's Payton Barber. Payton Barber is the best running back on this list. And then it's Adrian Peterson, probably. I could start out 5. And we can see. This can be a good test. Let's do a test, guys. So let's just pretend you're in your hometown league. And you're like me and you understand the value of the running back position. Let's test out if the value presents itself and you see 5 running backs that you love. I love all the guys that I've drafted. You see 5 of them. Can your team still be good? So let's find out, because I think so. So now I'm probably not taking a running back. I would honestly contemplate Peterson, but let's hope Peterson stays there for a little bit. But now you got to take wide receivers. So who are we looking at? Crabtree, Fuller. I'm kind of concerned about Sammy Watkins. Tyreek Hill is just unbelievable. And it looks like they're not on the same page, Mahomes and Watkins. So I'm off Watkins right now. I wouldn't suggest drafting him. But there's a lot of quality wide receivers here. Jordy, Aguilar, Mike Williams, Stills, Meredith. So that other guy, I liked Meredith before, but that I don't remember his name. Detron Smith. I don't remember his name. But there's another, I think he's a rookie, wide receiver on the Saints that's been really good in the preseason. And it's not like he's going to take over from Meredith, but he might get some snaps. And I don't know. It's a little crowded for me. So I'm kind of off Meredith because his ADP is rising a little bit. Oh, come on. They got to take off Marquise Lee. Yeah, see, there's so many guys. Okay. I feel good about this strategy right now. Because everyone I'm clicking right now, I'm perfectly comfortable even starting. So I filled up a really big list here. But hopefully we get Cooper Kupp. That's kind of who I wanted to start things off. But like I was saying with Alshon, he has not been activated yet as of recording this video on August 26th. If he gets activated, he'll be like the steal of the draft at where he's going. But if they don't activate him, that means he's out for 6 weeks. I don't know when their bye is, but if it's not in those 6 weeks, then he's out for 7 weeks, and that's half of your season. So I don't think that would make him a good pick. But he's going where you could do it. Like 7th round, if you believe he's healthy and you're worth taking that risk, because he's worth in that like Larry Fitz Thielen range, that's his value when he's healthy. If you're willing to take the risk, you're getting a 4-round discount right now. But just keep in mind he could open on the pup and you'll be out of him for half the season, which would make Nelson Aguilar the best pick in the draft potentially. So I guess to play the narrative, if you think he's out, you should be drafting Aguilar. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't have Aguilar not be a great pick and Alshon be out. Like, those two things can't happen. If you also think he's out, don't draft Wentz, because the odds that Wentz is worth the draft pick with no Alshon is minimal, I'd say. But I also tweeted out, don't even draft a quarterback until the last round. It's just not worth it. I've looked through it so many times. There are so many quarterbacks. Don't draft one early. Please don't draft Kupp either here, because I will be upset. Because I'll have to go with Fuller probably. And I don't want to do that because I'm slightly concerned with him as well. Has he even played yet? Yeah, thank goodness. I don't want to draft Will Fuller. If he plays, he's a great pick as well. But the dude concerns me. He's such a high variant player, and I think he's good, but he needs to practice. And he needs to get some reps with Sean Watson for me to draft him. I don't like drafting injured players, so I'm actually just going to exit him because I don't think I don't know. I'm going to play it more safe with these guys. So we've got Crowder, Robbie Anderson. I haven't heard anything about the possible suspension, so as of right now, I'm going to pretend it's not going to happen, and his quarterback situation's improving. So it's pretty good last year, had a lot of air yards last year. He's the clear-cut option in that passing game. I'm not a Quincy Enunwa guy. I'll take Robbie Anderson. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully. Because he's the next guy. And there are one guy. We have one guy to beat. He could take a wide receiver there. He's already got 3 running backs. Nice. Okay. Robbie, you're my guy. Where's draft? Draft. See, I like how this team's turning out, guys. Don't be afraid. Because the odds that we don't get 2 running backs to hit out of Barkley, Devonta Freeman, Royce Freeman, Jamal Williams, and Payton Barber, if 2 of those don't hit, I mean, I don't know what we're doing here, because that'd be embarrassing. They've got to hit. And then I know Juju's going to hit. Pretty sure Kupp and Anderson, one of them is going to be serviceable. So then we can take our shots, and it's not even long shots here. These are just good picks. Where's Dez? I didn't even see his name. Is he even on the list? Do I have... Oh, someone already drafted him. Where'd he go? Oh, I should just control F, but now I'm like too far into it, you know? I want to find it on my own. Okay. What? Is he not in? They don't let you draft him because he's not on a team? That's dumb. You can still draft him. Okay, so apparently on Fantasy Football Calculator, you can't draft Dez Bryant. I was curious about that because I looked at their ADPs and he was going undrafted. But he was going drafted late, but going drafted in ESPN. That's kind of crazy. Why would they not put him in the player pool? Like, they have Mark Mariani with a capital A. That can't be right. Like, who's Kenny Shaw? Or Leonte Carew? Or Zay Jones? Zay Jones is like the worst wide receiver I've ever seen. Can't believe people drafted him last season. Anyways, I guess we can gander at tight ends. We're not going to draft one, but I guess for fun, we can look at this list. Oh, I drafted Jordan Reed in my league. I drafted Jordan Reed and Andrew Luck. So, talk about risk. And I already have Josh Gordon. So that team is just going to either get 1,000,000 points or 0 points. But I did it because Jordan Reed was available in the 12th round. And for me, that was kind of ridiculous because people had already drafted like some garbage behind him. I'm pretty sure Gesicki got drafted ahead of him. But he's still Jordan Reed. He's not going to play before the season starts, and he might get hurt. But if he gets hurt, then I'm just going to add like Ricky Seals or Jared Cook or Vance McDonald, who should be going higher, or the Austin Hooper, who might be drafted now but doesn't usually get drafted. There's so many guys. And then you're like, well, what about Luck too? Luck could not be there. I'm going to scroll all the way down here, and I'm going to show you Dalton, Bortles, Flacco, Sam Darnold, who's going to be the starter, Trubisky, Keenum, Eli, Prescott, Carr, who typically go undrafted. I'll take any of them. Any of those guys I just named, depending on the weekly matchup, I'll take them to be on my team. So, yeah, take the chance with Luck. But don't draft him too early. Like, I'm not drafting him right here because of the names that is listed. I got him in, I think, the 13th round because people were drafting Goff and everything ahead of him. So, I like my league. I like my league a lot. Wide receiver again, right? Yeah, let's go wide receiver again. Let's take some upside, though, because we're pretty safe with Juju and Kupp. We pretty much know their roles in the offense. They're not going to bust. Let's, who's got upside? Galladay's got upside, John Brown's got upside, and Godwin's got upside, and Keelan Cole. Okay. I just want to check if Adrian Peterson's still there. Oh. Let's draft Adrian Peterson, too. I tweeted it out. If you don't follow me, that's your fault. I changed my mind on that video I did Thursday? Friday? One of the days last week about avoiding Washington. We're now just avoiding Skinny Rob and Samaje Perine and Chris Thompson because it's Adrian Peterson's backfield at this point. So, 9th round, cool. Yeah, I'll take Adrian Peterson. Not Garrett Blunt. We're not drafting him. I wanted him in the league, but someone sniped him in like the 7th or something. Oh. Guys, look at our running backs. You guys know I like to hoard them. We're creating a shortage here because look at Team Smiley Face over there, sitting there with just Dalvin Cook. You don't think the Team Smiley Face is going to hit me up in like week 7 when he only has Dalvin Cook? And he's like, bro, I'm getting zeros at a position. And I can package like AP and Barber for his DeAndre Hopkins because he needs to give him up. Yeah. You got to think about that too. Create shortages. One team has McCaffrey and Derrick Henry. You're telling me there's no scenario where that goes south? Or Kareem Hunt, Drake, who I hate, and Sonny Michel. There's no way that goes south. How about Todd Gurley, Mark Ingram suspended, and just Tariq Cohen in a half-point league? Come on. Create shortages. If you have all the running backs, other guys don't have them. And if you're taking the guys you love, Barkley, Freeman, Jamal, Barber, AP, you're taking the guys you know are going to be good, there's only going to be so many good running backs. So there's going to be multiple teams, if you do this, that need running back. Like, just need them. So draft them, because you want to be the guy that has extra players. You're never going to be sitting there like, I have too many good players on my team. I have too many running backs. That will never happen. You will never say that, no matter how many running backs you draft. Someone always needs them. You always need them. So draft as many as humanly possible. And we've seen the cliff. It's Wilkins, and then it's garbage. Powell, but come on. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage after this point. So we're good. We don't need to draft anymore. We've already got our 6. We take shots. Our wide receivers are still there. So who's got the most upside between Keelan Cole, John Brown, Godwin, and Golladay? Well, I think Cole will be there. I'm going to take Golladay. I'm going to take John Brown. I changed my mind. I'm going to take John Brown because I think he has the clearest path to an awesome season. It's just don't get hurt. But I want Keelan Cole with my next pick. How many picks are in this league? That's another question we should ask. 15. So we need to draft 15 and 14 are going to be quarterback and tight end. That leaves us with some math to do. 11, 12, 3. Nice job. So 3 rounds left. We are going to take 11, 12, and 13. And yeah, that feels like a large team. Oh, because I'm foregoing. Yeah, do this. So ESPN will force you to take a defense and a kicker. So I'm going to do that, actually. Should I? Yeah, most of you play on ESPN, right? Yeah, I'll draft. Oh, stupid. If you're playing a league with a kicker, I don't know what you're doing. I'll draft defense kicker, I guess. It only leaves me 1 pick. Rats. Okay, so we're gonna take 1. Because I don't want to make an unrealistic team here. But you guys know that if you don't have to take a defensive kicker, you don't, and you just keep taking your Millers, Galladays, Goodwins, like you just all the guys on this list right here. Just keep drafting these guys instead of defense kicker. But since I know a lot of you can't do that because you play on ESPN, it'll just auto force you to take the defense kicker. I guess I'll end with that. But don't if you don't have to. So I'll have to end with the last 4 rounds being tight end, then quarterback, then defense, then kicker. That exact order. 4. Yeah. Darn. Okay, who's got the most upside? It's probably Keelan Cole. I guess I didn't talk too much about that. He's the best wide receiver on that team. He always produces when he's on the field. DD's got some upside. Moncrief's like there, but I don't know. He just always disappoints, so why draft him? But if you think Dez goes there, I guess don't. But there's a definite chance Dez doesn't go there. So, Cole. If we hear that Dez is going there, my next pick is Godwin, then Golladay, then Taywan Taylor, then Anthony Miller, then John Ross. That's probably the order I would take them in. But this team's shaping out nicely. I like this team. Who would we start? So first week we'd be starting whatever quarterback we end up with. Barkley, Freeman, Juju, and then matchup between Kupp, Anderson, Brown, Cole. I'd have to see the cornerback matchups and everything. I'll be releasing the DraftKings video next week. This week, and I'll know a lot more about matchups then. I'll be able to answer those questions. So Mariota, there we go. Mariota, Carr, Prescott, all of them are draftable. Njoku. Then I'd say Eifert, OJ, Hooper. That's probably the order I'd go there. But Njoku's pretty clearly ahead of them. And I don't need Mariota, because of all the other guys I listed. I'm not afraid that these guys are probably going to take their like third quarterbacks for some reason. Jacksonville went in the 7th round. That's interesting. So let's see this guy's team. We took Jacksonville in the 7th and then Gronk. So he's starting Jimmy G, David Johnson, Kerryon Johnson, Diggs, Marquise Goodwin, Gronk, no kicker, and then Jacksonville. That's not a bad start, and everyone is going to hear that and be like, wow, that's actually a good team. The issue is, and these are the people who start off hot. They start off like 3-1, and they think they're good. But then bye weeks happen, and then injuries happen. And you don't realize until a bye week and injury happen, when it's week 7, Carson's on bye and Kerryon Johnson's hurt, that you only have Duke Johnson. So no matter who he's playing, no matter how good he's doing in the season, your only remaining running back is Duke Johnson to match with David Johnson. That's why we build depth. Because it literally doesn't matter what happens to my team. Like, even in week 9, when Barkley and AP are on bye, I have my choice between Freeman, Jamal, and Barber. And I'm sure I can start 2 of them at minimum, probably 3. Because you ideally want a running back in the flex if you have a good team. If you have a bad team, you probably want to try and find a wide receiver to put in there. Because running back's more predictable, and it's nice knowing how many points you're going to get. You can look at the projection, but they're kind of off sometimes. I do your own projection, but it's easier to project, and there's less variance for running backs. So if you want to be sure your team's going to get points, like you can be more sure about Royce Freeman's points in a given week than you can a typical wide receiver. Like Diggs might have the same projection, but Diggs could be really good or really bad. Like Diggs will have those 2 for 20s. It's less of that for running backs, if that made sense. But quarterbacks that are left. So we got either Carr or Prescott. Or we just take Tyrod. I'm actually not terribly against just taking the Cleveland starter. But, Bortles is an option too. I'd probably just take Carr, though. You guys know I've said their defense is really bad, so their offense is going to have to try and keep up a lot in games. And that means throwing. Like, if you have to keep up, that typically means throw the football. So I think Carr is going to have a ton of attempts, and he's going to have a lot of garbage time points. It's going to be real annoying when you're playing Derek Carr, or playing against Derek Carr, I guess I should say, and he's doing terrible, but then in that last quarter, he throws for 100 and a touchdown. He goes over 303 touchdowns, and you're like, he didn't even do good. It doesn't matter, because this is fantasy, and we knew that was going to happen. We knew they're going to be down a lot of games, and going to have to throw. So that's why I like him. I'm fine with Prescott because he's going to rush a lot in, but they're not going to throw many passes, and that's important for a quarterback. So I would have preferred Mariota there, of course, because he's like my 10th ranked quarterback, but I'm fine with Carr. I'm fine also with not as much Keenum anymore because that other guy looks really good. I forget his name. Is he on here? Where is he? Come on. I hate how they don't order them after this part. I don't remember his name, but he looks good. So let's actually talk about defense here. Our pick. Okay, I have 40 seconds. So I went with Ravens in my league. They're not on here. Chargers are another good one. They're not on here. Denver's solid. You'd probably just pick Denver at this point. But I want to highlight Pittsburgh, Green Bay, and Dallas. If you're looking for that last pick and you can't pick, I actually don't even know. Is Denver one of the ones you pick? I don't really know. Just pick whoever really in the last round because you're going to be dropping them and cycling them in and out anyways. But I think that Green Bay with the 2 cornerbacks they got who look like studs, and then Dallas actually looks really good on defense as well, who I'll probably be playing in cash in week 1 on DraftKings. I think those 2 are the go-to. Like if there's a defense run, then where'd Denver go? Oh, they're there. Or Jacksonville. If there's a run on defense, don't panic at all. Do not. If you guys panic, I know none of you watching this video are going to panic, but I had some people today. They were panicking that They're like, oh, here goes the run on defense. Got to get mine. No. Someone picked, was it Falcons in like the 11th because they saw the run was happening. I was like, what? First of all, Falcons was the second defense taken, and run on defense? You pray. You pray that in the 9th round, 10th round, a run on defense happens because you're going to get some insane value, and you should never let that affect you because no one's drafting Dallas. No one's drafting Green Bay. They're available in the last round every single time, so just draft them. Place kicker, just take one on a good team. Elliott, yeah. Butker, yeah. I heard a ghost. There was a ghost over there, I promise. Boswell, like, look at a team, see, oh, Pittsburgh kicker, cool, draft him. Phillies kicker, draft him. Prater, Detroit's going to be an awesome offense this season. Bailey's just good. He's a really good kicker, so take him. Robbie Solid Gold, that dude's the GOAT, so you can draft him as well. Yeah, give me Solid Gold. I just like him. So, draft Robbie. But that's the team, guys. Does it pop up on this in this format? I think it does. So I'll wait to talk about the team. Other ones, McManus, who I call McKinnis. Seabass is on Seattle now? I didn't know that. Cool. What's over here? No, I don't want to. Oh, give me a pop-up. Guys, if you're running a website, give me a pop-up. Give me a roster. It's not hard. Okay. I'll run through starting roster and bench for you guys since Fantasy Football Calculator doesn't feel like doing that. Derek Carr, where we would start Saquon, Devonta Freeman. Then we'd have Juju and one of Cooper Kupp or Anderson. Our tight ends in Njoku. Defense is Denver. Kicker was Solid Gold. Bench. Probably, there's no way. You can look at the rest of these teams. No way someone has a better bench. We got Freeman, Jamal Williams, Payton Barber, probably Robbie Anderson, Adrian Peterson, John Brown, Keelan Cole. Epic. I like this team. And guess what I didn't do? I didn't think about how half point affects these players because you don't have to. Because I keep talking about pick the guy with higher touchdown ceiling, which means take a guy on the Packers, take a guy on Pittsburgh, take the lead back on a team, take the lead back on a team, take the lead back on a team. High volume offense, lead back. That's what you do when I say shoot for that. Like, don't draft Duke Johnson. How many touchdowns is he getting? Tariq Cohen, James White. I mean, how many touchdowns is he going to get? Powell, really? The Jets are going to score like 4 touchdowns this year. Breida, no touchdown upside. Blunt's just bad at football. You start running through a lot of these guys, and it's like Foreman's going to open up on PUP, so he's going to have to drop that guy. And there's another guy. Hey, remember, I created the shortage. Foreman's on PUP. He'll get dropped. Montgomery, let's be honest, he'll get hurt at some point, and he's down to 2. So he's the guy I'm going to trade with. I will take his Odell Beckham or his Emmanuel. But don't panic. If you keep asking me questions, PPR versus half point, listen, my rankings are probably identical. They're probably within like 1 or 2 picks of each other. It's the Dez Bryants that you change. It's the guys who are just scoring touchdowns. It's Jimmy Graham. But it's everyone else, it's like the same. Pretend you're in a PPR scoring league and just draft the exact same way. So I love this team. If you have a draft coming up, try and draft all of these players. Who didn't I get that you could draft was, again, this list. John Ross, Taywan Taylor, Godwin, Geronimo Allison, if they end up dealing Cobb, which I don't think they will, but they could. Anthony Miller. Those are the guys. Keep them in the back of your mind because they're not going to be drafted in your home leagues, and you guys are going to crush it. So that is the end of this video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, how about we hit that like button? How about we subscribe if we're new? Thanks for watching.